Ladies and gentlemen, and all fine people of the Great Legion, the time is finally upon us to take a look at the dating mode with Poppi. Finally, the update has come to us where we can now select Poppi in the dating mode, and I've been waiting for this for a very, very long time. I mistakenly thought in my last video that we could access Poppi, but I was wrong. Turns out we had one more update that was needed to be made to reach that point, and it's finally here, so I'm not gonna waste any of your time. We're just gonna jump right into this and take a look at what happens with Poppi. But before I start, I might waste your time a little bit, actually. I just want to give you a heads up that I cannot guarantee that I'll be doing a video about Misty, Maddie, Ari, and Cass as well. I'll see how it goes, but I've very much been wanting to take a break from doing visual novel type videos, so I don't think I'll be doing all 4 of them, but it's likely that I might do a video about Maddie or Ari at the very least. I'll probably do one follow-up video, but not every single one of them, because I'm a little burnt out. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I need a break here, but Poppi is definitely an exception, because I think what we're about to witness here is absolute cinema. There's no doubt in my mind that we're in for something absolutely incredible, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the plot here of this date with Poppi. It says, "I can't believe I made it through that nightmare unscathed. I had no idea Poppi was capable of something like that. What could have happened to make her that angry? At least I've got some time to recover." So, clearly, something went horribly wrong here. Not sure what it is, but our character is describing this like it's some sort of nightmare, which is very hard for me to understand, considering it's Poppi. My idea of this is, it's just like paradise, you know, so what could possibly go wrong? Let's find out. I open my eyes to the sound of my alarm like always. I reach over and grope around until it's shut up. It's not like I have anywhere to be today. It's ironic, honestly. I haven't had the chance to get a full night's sleep in almost a month. And the first night I have that opportunity, I barely sleep a wink. Last night, the nightclub was destroyed. Not entirely, though. I managed to keep at least some of it intact. But the floors are ruined, the ceiling's full of holes, and while the clowns had a great night, the other clients didn't seem so happy. Okay, so now I'm starting to have a better understanding. This is a follow-up of what happens in the nightclub section of the game, where Poppi starts hitting the nightclub with a bunch of missiles, and she tries and destroy you, so that's what he meant by escaping the nightmare unscathed. Starts to make a lot more sense now. Most importantly, Poppi, the cause of all the trouble. Not really trouble. It was a great experience. I thought it was lovely. And she's not a villain. She's clearly the hero. This guy is just clearly in denial, you know. I keep replaying it in my head. It's crazy to think that it only happened a few hours ago. I think back to everything she said about wanting to be free. About the things that people did to her. I think ultimately, in her backstory, we're gonna find out that Poppi was a victim of something horrible. There's clearly a reason for doing those kind of things. Was it true? Was she just saying that again in my head? And I really hope this visual novel is gonna shed some light on that. I had to stop the bombs. Who knows who could have been hurt? I did the right thing. Didn't I? It takes me longer than usual to pull myself out of bed. Not that it matters. I just want my life back. You didn't go through what I went through, so we're quoting Poppi, what she was saying during the bus fight in nightclub. They did things. Poppi's words continue to run through my mind as the hot water washes over my skin. She's such a fascinating character. Like, I'm being completely serious here. This is not me joking around. I think Poppi is the best character because of all the elements about her. Not just her design, but also her backstory has so much potential. More so than the other characters in my personal opinion, but that's just me. There must be so many things about Diamond Straits I don't understand. The time I've spent with the girls up until now has only barely scratched the surface. Can I really judge her for what she's done, if I don't know half of what's going on? I dry myself off and get dressed. I don't have much of an appetite, but I go to the kitchen anyway. I think about putting on some coffee, but can't find it in me. My mind is still stuck on Poppi. Yeah, I don't blame the main character for that. I'm jolted out of my thoughts by a knock at the door, and then another, and then another. Whoever it was, they wanted my attention immediately, and I wasn't about to leave them waiting. I quickly moved to the door and undo the latch, opening it to reveal the familiar, stern visage of my apparent superior. Cass.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Oh, I am so done with you, Cass. I am so done. Please. Let's get to the tram. Let's take it. Let's leave. Please. I am begging you. This is dragging, man. And it's probably taken some time off or actual interaction with Poppi. That's what's bothering me about this the most. So I'm just trying to get there. We have finally made it to our destination. It definitely took some time to get there. But here we are. We are leaving the tram behind, following Cass's instructions, walking forward along the path on the right side, which disappears into some foliage. It winds a little back and forth, just enough that if I look back, I can no longer see where my tram once was. It's not important. What is important is right ahead of us. I'm only walking for a few minutes before I spot my destination. A rather plain, unassuming concrete building. It's a far cry from the other, flashier buildings on the island. It doesn't even seem to have any windows, and as I bring my attention to the door, I find myself already forgetting what the building itself looks like. That is... They locked Poppi in here? Come on, man. The door is a heavy steel thing with a huge curved handle in place of a traditional knob. I give it a firm pull and find it completely unmoving. Then after a second, I hear a loud clunk, and it pulls open without any effort at all. Oh boy. The inside of the building is much the same. It's dank and hollow and mostly concrete. It's dirty, but maintained. It doesn't seem to get a lot of foot traffic, but that's probably by design. Yeah, that's gonna drive her insane, dude. Why'd they put her in a place like this? I know why Cass asked me not to talk to anyone. There's no one to talk to anyway. Yet. Well, would you look at that. Turns out this place isn't abandoned at all. Here's good old Airy. I walk down and spot a door at the end. It's guarded by a familiar wolf. The champion of mental health herself, Airy. I've never seen her truly at her post. My interactions with her have always been under a protest or as part of her secondary duties. When she's standing to attention, she's got this strong aura of focus, like no part of her body can move in a way she doesn't deliberately want it to. Her eye is locked on me the moment I'm in her line of sight. And it's like she doesn't even blink for fear of losing any instant of advantage. I'm just here to do my job. You don't have to be on guard here. She's not armed, which always puts me more at ease. Although I'm pretty sure she's just as scary, barehanded. As I draw closer, she stops me with a raised hand and pushes away from the wall to start towards me.
Arms out.
I do as I'm told. Putting them out in front of me, she rolls her eye.
At your side.
At my side, okay. Got a little confused there. I bring my arms back down to my side as I'm told. She doesn't seem pleased with my obedience.
Arms out at your side, idiot. I'm frisking you.
Okay, main character's very confused, actually. It's pretty straightforward. Hey, are you okay? Aries' hand shoots out, a finger outstretched towards the open door. That makes sense. Just go. Just go. Just go, please. There we are! Like I said, it took some time. About like 30-something minutes. But here we are finally. The room I arrive in is entirely featureless. The walls are plain, smooth concrete. The floors are much the same. The lights are high up above, suspended from the ceiling with pale fluorescent bulbs that cast a cold glow over the cell that contains the one and only, the lovely Poppi. You poor thing, you poor thing. Look at where they locked her up. The troubled bunny girl doesn't seem to notice me as I approach. But it's hard to tell. I get the impression she knows I'm here from the way her ear twitches and a slight tension in her shoulders that quickly dissipates. The cell itself isn't all that special, although it's a little heavy-duty for a luxury resort. Even compared to Poppi's rather imposing size, the bars seem thicker than usual. Yeah, it's quite the cell they put her in. Even considering what she did, this feels extreme. I absolutely agree. No one was hurt in the end, just some buildings. Serial killers at least get yard time. Yeah, man, that's overkill. Does Poppi deserve to be locked away like this? So far from everyone? Her words once again return to the front of my mind, and my hands clench at my side as the guilt builds up. I take a slow, steadying breath, steel myself, and step closer to the cage. She's in there, with her back to me, hugging her knees close to her chest, her large floppy ears slumped down against her head. Hey, Poppi. She flinches slightly upon hearing my voice. Her reply comes quietly.
Why are you here?
She's so defeated right now. She's so defeated. This is so sad. Oh, God. I wasn't expecting it to be that heartbreaking. She sounds exhausted. I can imagine how much she's been through in the last 24 hours. I want to see if you're okay. Go away. She sounds like she's on the brink of tears. It breaks my heart. Same here, man. It breaks my heart, too. I can only imagine how she must feel. To try and kill someone and then have them show up to try and comfort you. It must be a whole roller coaster of emotions. She wasn't really trying to do that. She was just saying hello in her own way. I have to try and soothe her if we're gonna get anywhere. It's okay, I'm not going anywhere. I know that you've had a bad few days. But if you want to talk about it, I'm right.
Oh my god, just shut the fuck up!
Deserve. That is 100% deserve. And also, let me just bring down the menu so we can get a better look. What can I say? Absolute cinema. Absolute cinema. I wouldn't mind if the game was just this, you know. I'd love that. I could deal with that. Seriously, that'd be amazing. Poppi lets out the longest groan I've ever heard in my life. Her head craning almost entirely back before she looks back at me with a glare so cold I actually feel a chill run through me. This isn't quite what I was expecting. Do you hear yourself? Did you have to leave your the security checkpoint? Holy shit, you You tell him, Poppi. You tell him. You tell him. Oh my god, yeah, she's not messing around. Because you don't want to mess with her. And that's what this guy did. He started messing around with Poppi, and that was the worst thing he ever did. Worst decision. No, deserve. Absolutely deserve. Every single thing she's been saying so far. This guy deserves every bit of it. I'm just trying to help. You had your chance. Poppi laughs so sarcastically, I think she might hurt herself. Look at that grin. Oh my god. Everything about this is just amazing. Oh, you're helping? Well, isn't that great?
Hey, everyone! Don't worry, the security guard is helping. No one else can have any problems anymore.
See what you sound like? I'll only take a few more of those before I start to get mad. Okay, wow. That didn't take long. I get it, you're upset, you're stressed out, but there's no need to get mad at me over it. She laughs again, and I can feel it grating on me. My fingernails dig into my palms, but I'm managing to maintain my composure. You should be honored to have the privilege to stand before Poppi. If anything, if I was there, I would try to get her out of this cage here. Like, that would be the first thing I'd do. I would break her out of jail, for sure. I'd do everything in my power to get her out. Even with Ari being the guard and everything, I'd try to sneak in something to get her out of here, because she shouldn't be here in the first place, man. This doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to get mad at you. Use Flash, dumbass. You're the reason I'm here. Exactly. That's why I kept saying it, man. Deserve every bit of it. He's very much the reason why Poppi is running away in this horrible cell. You're just lucky I'm in here. Oh, I'd show you what mad really looks like. I didn't ask for you to be put in there. I didn't ask for any of this. You just stuck your nose in. Was I meant to just lay down and die? No, you were meant to... Why am I even talking to you? See, she's even like hinting that her intention was not to kill him. I don't think it was, and I'm being completely serious here. Like, this is serious me coming back once again, second time in this video. I don't think Poppi's intention was really to kill the main character. I don't think it was. Well, Sammy doesn't like you. They made her give you that ticket. Oh, that's a zinger right here. You tell him, you tell him. He wasn't prepared for that one. Now, hold on. She told me all about it. How you were just ogling her the whole time. She's just trying to get to me. She's playing some mind games right now. Fortunately, it's working. She didn't get called away either. That's just something she says as a good excuse to bail on losers like you. Oh my god. Oh man. I try not to think about the fact I still have that letter in my apartment. It makes me happy to look over it again. She came back to the room after that, and we laugh and laugh and laugh about how big of a waste of time. Jesus. Whew, Poppi is not holding back here. She is not holding back at all. For a moment, she has me. All the insecurities deep down in my core rise until they are a lump in my throat, and every memory starts to take on a new gray hue. But then she overplays her hand. And she said... Holy shit! Yo, Poppi is completely destroying the main character here. She's like annihilating him. At this point, I should just add a
Finish him!
It just feels appropriate. Suddenly, the memory bursts back into color, and the weight on my chest lifts. She doesn't really know. The bluff is revealed. Yeah, it didn't go that far with the Sammy date. It never reached that point. She did not. Her smile dies. Yeah, unfortunately, Poppi, maybe she got a little too cocky. Or maybe she just really wanted to insult him. Sammy and I just talked. She wanted to take me on a tour, but I fell asleep in her lap. She was called away because I took too long to wake up and we ran out of time. That is precisely what happened on that date in one of my last videos. Man, let Poppi have her fun. Let her have her fun. She's been having a rough couple days, man. It's at this stage that I realize just how important the cage is. Poppi is cornered, in a way, but she can't lash out in any other way. Dude, she would dropkick you right off a building. Alright, we've seen her do that before. She wouldn't hesitate to dropkick his ass right off a building. Let me keep going then. You watch yourself. You watch yourself. Even if what you said was true, which it isn't, then what? That makes you right? Loser, so that means that you're allowed to kill whoever you want and do whatever you want like there aren't any consequences. Or you're just trying to dodge the question.
Shut up.
He's not really being comforting. Found your voice again? What, gonna say that Niall thinks I smell next?
Shut up!
Stop provoking her, man. Does Misty think my hair's lame? Does Maddie want me to wear a different shirt?
I said, shut up! You fucking annoying, self-righteous asshole!
He's aggravating Poppi right now, man. It makes me feel even worse for what's happening with Poppi. Like, she's already having a bad time, like I said. It's just getting worse. I'm self-righteous? All of this is because you were right, isn't it? You alone dictate who lives and who dies. And as long as you get what you want, then everything's great. He's got an ass whooping in store. I tell you what. He's gonna get a beating for this. Oh, sorry. Did I dream that? No, wait. Can't have. You're locked in there now because that's exactly what happened. Are you gonna let me finish, or also we can get another closer look at Poppi here. She is so fed up with all this. Why should I? Every time we try to finish anything, it just turns out worse for everybody. All you want to do is hurt anyone that gets in your way. Not true. And it's dumb, selfish BS. I don't know how you sleep at night if you... I hate this. Dude, I thought I'd be in for a good time, and now I just have this dialogue that is hurting our feelings. This is not cool. This is not what I was expecting. I'm being serious. I really wasn't expecting that. I'm feeling so bad for Poppi. I know we get this angry, but she needed to be told. And if no one else is gonna tell her, I sure as hell will. My god. In her eyes, I can see the same burning anger, even if she can't find the words to express it. Oh, I'm sure she's pissed off. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm halfway through thinking about what I should say next when the door to the cell slides open and a wide grin grows across Poppi's lips. Whew. Guys, I take it back. We're in for a great time. You know that ass whooping I mentioned earlier? I think we're about to get it. We got front row seats to seeing the main character get the beating of a lifetime. Poppi, do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. This ought to be amazing. Wait! Nah, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it. I may have overplayed my hand. Look at that. Look at that. Absolute cinema once again. Everything she does, it's so perfect. Her expressions, beautiful. She saunters towards the door, tracing her finger gingerly along the frame as she steps through it, dark intent glimmering in her eyes. Poppi. She doesn't say a word. She just lets out a low, manic giggle. Oh, man. She walks towards me, her hands raised, her ears alert, her powerful legs primed for the hurt. She seems so much smaller in the cage, but now that she's getting closer, it's terrifyingly evident just how much larger she really is. My back hits the wall. I didn't even realize I'd been backing away. I fumble for the door, but it doesn't budge. If I knock on it loud enough, Harry might hear me and let me out. But before I can even make an attempt, Poppi lunges for me, and I have to dive out of the way to avoid her. Nah, you can't avoid this. There's no running. There's no running away from this. Doesn't matter, though. She's on me before I can scramble back up to my feet. You're gonna get that beating. I pin beneath her weight in an instant, and her hands seize my wrists before I can even begin to fight back. I struggle, try to get my legs under me to push her away, but Her thighs pin me down all over again. And all I can do is, you gotta accept your fate. Why did I think a rabbit would be less dangerous than any of the others? Yeah, you're crazy to think that. You're crazy to think that. They're the most dangerous of the bunch. Hey, remember the bubblegum bunny in Five Nights at Freddy's? They're the most dangerous. Easily. It's easy to get too comfortable in this place, to forget that these aren't just regular people in colorful costumes. These are powerful, lethal creatures that only play nice because they want to. And I just spent the last few minutes hurling insults at the most unhinged one I know. What did you think was gonna happen? What did you think was gonna happen? Poppi, wait! She laughs again, and quite easily pins my hands up above my head, bringing them together so that both wrists can easily be secured with a single hand. Even with my full strength, I can't overcome her. Part of me wants to pretend it's because she's got the better position above me, but the honest part of me knows that she's simply way stronger than this guy. Her free hand slides along the side of my head, a finger outstretched to trace my jaw before she finally wraps her fingers around the throat, and the panic begins to settle in his gut. Poppi, please don't! There we go, there it is, there it is. Our eyes meet, and all I can see is myself reflected back. Look at that. Look at that. I'm jealous. I mean, you have to admit, this is quite the sight here. This is an incredible scene so far. She looks so angry, even angrier than that night in the club. Was this what was hiding behind that mask the whole time? I'm sure she was making a similar expression to this. I'm convinced of that. My legs are pinned, my arms are pinned, her hand is on my throat, and yet, as I feel like death is an approaching inevitability, like I'm on the tracks of a speeding train and I have no way out, my first thought isn't fear or even regret. I find myself thinking that I hope she doesn't get put in a smaller cage because of this. Thank you for that. I'm actually really glad he's got a change of heart here. Like, at first he seemed to really sympathize with Poppi, but he got super upset, he got triggered, and he started hurling insults and provoking her. But now he's going back to how he was feeling at the very beginning of this visual novel. She doesn't deserve that. Now she deserves all the best, you know, she's great. My eyes close, acceptance washing over me like a warm, reassuring blanket. I feel eerily calm, relaxed. It's then I notice that despite her hand being in the prime position to just choke him out, she hasn't actually applied any pressure to my throat, just keeping him there. My eyes open again, to find her looking still quite furious, but her gaze is barely even on me. It's closer to my chest, although it's a far more private sort of look, like I'm intruding, even noticing it. She's having second thoughts, from looks of it. Because I don't think Poppi really wants to hurt or kill anyone. Her teeth are clenched, grinding, her brow harshly scrunched down. I think about saying something, but before I can even speak a word, she beats me to the punch, a slight growl leaving her throat, accompanied by a loud, frustrated exclamation of... Yeah, it's very straightforward, that one. Oh, man. Poppi is such a fascinating character. Once again, I keep going back to that, but she is just incredible. I'm going to speak a lot more about this once we're done here, but every scene with her is so fascinating. She releases my throat and my wrists and quickly stands up, turning away from me and muttering something to herself. I remain flat on my back for a few more moments. It takes me a while to even realize that there's nothing keeping me pinned. Eventually, I push myself up with my elbows and climb back to my feet. All things considered, I feel pretty good. My elbows are a little scratched, but I think that was more from my dive than anything she did. I look towards her, and she's standing with her back to me. She's staring at the cell. The door is still wide open. She could have very easily killed him. She was already in trouble, and all things considered, I don't think my bosses would have considered me a worse casualty than the nightclub. Sad but true. That's often how it goes with businesses. But she didn't. She was as angry as I've ever seen her, but she didn't even try to choke me when she had the chance. Hey, Poppi.
Please. Please. Go away.
She's really feeling down. Yeah, you better apologize. You better apologize. I just want to say that I'm extremely so sorry about everything that was said. Didn't mean any of it. Seriously. Come on. She doesn't say anything in return, but I know she heard me. Those big ears don't miss much. She walks back towards the cage, and as soon as my back is turned, I hear the cell door slam shut. So, was that Ares doing? Who's opening and closing the door? I exit out in the hallway, and the door closes behind me. Wow. Okay. I look towards Ari, but she seems like she's in no mood to meet me eye to eye. Regardless, I say a quiet word of goodbye and make my way down the hall. Weird to think that I could technically say I had two different monster girls all over me. Jesus. If I named them, I bet not a single person would be able to guess who did what. Okay. There's a tram waiting for me when I return to the spot I was dropped off. This time, I'm grateful for the solitude. I think I just need some time to process everything. Think back to my last interaction with Poppi and why I felt the need to apologize when she's the one that attacked me. And it all clicks together. She could have killed me in that room, and didn't. She didn't kill me or even really hurt me. After I insulted her to her face while she was in one of the most stressful times of her life. This is what I've been saying, man. This is what I've been saying. I know a lot of people that would have at least knocked a few teeth out for that, but Poppi stopped herself. If it's not in her nature to hurt someone with direct provocation, then what pushed her far enough to do what she did? There's a lot more to this thing than we know. There's a lot more to this thing. As the tram pulls into the next stop, I feel a sound vibration in my pocket. I retrieve my phone and see a message from a number I don't recognize. I have more work for you. I'll send a tram tomorrow at 9 PM. Get on it, don't be late. That's Cass again. Oh boy. Wow, okay, and it cuts out like that. That's how this whole thing ends. I'm gonna go ahead and give her a few gifts. I'm sure the fireworks, she's gonna appreciate those tremendously. So let's go ahead and gift that. She loved it. Let's also go ahead and give her some... what would be interesting for Poppi? Would she like... yeah, kind of. Kind of. I don't have a whole lot of things. Nail file, actually. That's one of her preferences. Good to know, good to know. But yeah, that was the date with Poppi. That one was very serious. Like, compared to the other ones we've been through, the date with Poppi was so much more different. Like, Sammy was pretty much a normal date. Or the main character just fell asleep on her lap and had a good time overall. Niall, it was a really awkward date. Like, the main character just completely fumbled that one. And when it comes to Poppi, it wasn't a date at all. It wasn't even a date. It was just checking up on Poppi to see how she was doing, and then he got extremely mad and started hurling all kinds of insults at her. So it was very different unique scenario. But it really gave us a chance to find out that Poppi is not a villain or evil deep down inside, which is what I thought all along. She's pretty much a morally great character, and those are my favorite kinds of characters. Throughout any kind of movies or books or video games, I always find myself rooting for the morally great characters. I don't like the characters that are evil just for the sake of being evil, and I don't like the goody two-shoe characters that are like trying to save the day and trying to save everyone. So I very much love characters like Poppi that at the end of the day are just like human, quote-unquote human, and have flaws to them. Like, no one's perfect. No one is truly good. No one is truly evil. We all have great things about us, and we all have flaws about us. So Poppi is a great representation of that, and that's a huge reason why I've loved the character, and I'm going to be very much looking forward to seeing more content that revolves around Poppi. But before we get there, I should go back here. We do have more characters that, again, I'm going to repeat myself. I don't know if I'll be making a video about Misty, Cass, Maddie, Ari. I'll probably at least make one. And I'm going to let people decide between Maddie and Ari. I'll probably put it up to a vote. But Misty and Cass, I think I'll just skip those ones, honestly. I need a break from visual novels, but this one was a great experience. It was a very unique experience, but I'm glad I went through it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Monster Bucks got in store. There's a very interesting Poppi video they uploaded, which I highly recommend as well. It's on their YouTube channel. If you haven't taken a look at that video, definitely look it up. The whole thing is fully voice acted and it's fully animated. Essentially, it's Poppi taking a look at reviews of this game right here in Heat. So, take a look at it. It's a great watch. But as far as I'm concerned, I've been recording for such an incredible long time, and I feel it's going to be a long video, so I'm going to stop it here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being patient with this. I know the update's been out for a bit, but it's summer, and I'm trying to enjoy my summer as much as I possibly can, so I'm seeing some friends. I'm traveling, seeing a lot more of my country, actually. So I took the initiative to travel throughout Canada and see some corners of this country I haven't seen before. Like, Canada is so insanely huge that, you know, you could drive for days and not even see all of it. So that's kind of how I've been spending my summer so far, but I got back home and I thought I'd get to this brand new update here. And yeah, so if you want to stay tuned for more of this, definitely subscribe to the channel. But yeah, that's really going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching all of this. It was a joy to see more Poppi content, so I'm always going to be around for that. But for the other updates, maybe not. You know, I'll at least try to do one more when it comes to the dating mode. So yeah, thank you so much once again. I hope you're having a great summer. Stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one. So with that, as always, take it away.